Hi, I'm Daniel Rechnitzer, and welcome to the Intuition Wisdom channel. Every day we're helping liberate people from the rat race, helping them to become self-mastered and to live their life purpose, to really make a difference to themselves and the planet. Now, if you're ready to change your life and step into your power and access that limitless intuition, then you've come to the right place. So today I want to share with you some golden highlights from my feature videos. And once you've checked this one out, remember to look at the description for more videos just like this one. All right, let's dive in.
I'm good. How can I help?
Well, I'm here actually because I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease and I'm looking to heal naturally, and I've tried a lot of different things, and I want to come off of the medicine that I've been provided, which I know doesn't make me feel good or doesn't solve my problem, and that's why I'm here.
What's life been like with Crohn's disease?
It's been hard in the sense that everybody who I talk to, and doctors and family and everybody around me, say that you can't do anything but just take medicine. And I almost feel like I'm not in control of my life. They say there's no cure. But I know the truth. I know that there's a way, and that's why I'm here, because I know that this is the truth. I know that I just need to go through this process. And I want to figure out what I need to do.
What are the symptoms that you've experienced?
Well, it started with colitis 5 years ago, and then turned into Crohn's, which is basically, it's all inflammatory. But the symptom, what started it, what scared everybody and myself, was when I had colitis for a couple of years. I did the colonoscopy and endoscopy, and the doctors gave me a medicine called Asacol, which is an anti-inflammatory. And I tried it with a lot of resistance, but I was never big on Western medicine. But I just, every resource and everything around me kept saying there's no other way. So I tried it, but I didn't really feel so good. I still felt like my stomach, there was something wrong. So I would go to the restroom a lot. I would lose a lot of weight. I felt, and I still do, but I'm a little bit better now, obviously, with the medicine and some of the things I'm doing. But it's I kind of get that feeling I still got to go to the restroom. It's and I got to run and run to the restroom. And I'll go at times, a lot of times, 5-6 times a day, depending on what's going on,
Oh, well, let's have a look what your body needs to restore that balance and equilibrium. The sense that I get is that growing up, you always felt that whatever decision that I make is going to be misplaced. Yep. That other people are choosing this, and by the time I choose it, everyone else would have moved on. That wherever's popular, I can't ever be in that spot. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So let me go a bit deeper, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
It's this perpetual unhappiness with where you find yourself,
mm-hmm.
with what you create, and with people's reactions to you and what you've done and who you are. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So your Crohn's disease within the body is this restlessness with who I am in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your body is battling with, why can't he just be peaceful? Why can't he love himself? Why can't he enjoy what he's doing? Why does he have to keep taking reference from what everyone else thinks? And it's your body showing me that you would always look up and go, Dad, what do you think of that? Or best friend, what do you think of that? It's always looking outside of yourself for that validation.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always want to like ask advice from everybody, and that's been a common thing. A couple of my friends would say, they're just like, you're always asking everything, like every decision. It's true.
Yeah. There's always this inner turmoil. It's that inner turmoil of, well, I'm not completely satisfied with it. Maybe if they're satisfied with it, I can be content. And your body has been wrestling with that since in the womb, right? It's been wrestling with this, am I okay with who I am, with what I'm doing, with the decisions that I make? It's more to do with the decisions that I make. And so the organs just can't process experiences. You look at your digestive tract, your whole area of digestion is to take the goodness, move it through, get rid of it, right? But what's going on psychologically for you internally is, no, I think I'm going to hang on to that for a little while because I'm not fully sure that it's okay. And what you're doing internally is mirrored in the physical body. So the body's like, now I can't process that, I can't digest that because I'm discontent with it. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's have a look at what your body needs to move this Crohn's disease and put that in the past.
Okay. Great.
There is this interconnection between you and your father. You have this codependency. I'm not sure if you're consciously aware of it. He's looking at you for validation and you're looking to him for validation. It's almost like you guys could have been brothers. You have this amazing connection of, it's almost like twins that didn't come through the same mother. Can you sense that?
Yeah, at times. We fight a little too, but you know, obviously we love each other, and I'm very lucky.
As twins do. Yeah. So you and your father have this codependency. It's like he had a son to validate that he can be a man, and you kind of got swept up in that. It's like, well, I'm here to validate him. Well, I'm going to use him to validate me because that's going to be the ultimate validation for him. If you validate him, right, by looking to him for validation, it's the ultimate validation for him. So you kind of went in as a child, well, yeah, I can do this for you. And you haven't stopped doing it. So in order to heal and remove this Crohn's out of your body, there needs to be this disconnect.
See, I even feel like pressure always here. Like I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Well, that's where we connect to one another. Yeah. So your body's showing me that it needs you guys to kind of energetically, psychologically, mentally go your own way. Yeah. You need to relate to each other as, he was my father. He put me into this life, but that's it. I don't need to report back to him about my success, my failures, my relationships, my dreams and goals. I don't need to give him that joy because you're kind of hooked in. That's what a son does. That's where a father gets his joy from, by me narrating and informing of my story. No, because what that does is it keeps him dependent on you for the joy in his life. His lesson, his journey now is, I've done the father thing. I've done the role. I've been a great father. Now it's about me. It's about my journey, about my own development. So you guys are keeping each other intertwined, stuck in this process. You're holding him back and he's holding you back. Ultimately, you're holding yourselves back. Does that all make sense?
It does. It actually does, yeah. It's actually, it's much more clear though. Because one thing I was working with before I found you guys here that we're doing this is, I realized that with a coach that I was working with, that there was a dependency that I had. And for both parents, obviously, but there is this dependency in the way our culture is and upbringing, being Persian and raised Jewish, and our community, and it's all about like that dependency, like, you know. So there's no doubt, 100% I see what you're saying. I get that.
Yeah, there's a lot of upsides with the communities, yeah, but there's also a lot of downsides with the communities, and it does take a heightened awareness to see what is serving me and what isn't serving me. And ultimately, if it's not serving you, it's not serving him. So you can be okay with cutting this connection because you're doing him a favor and you're doing yourself a favor. Because your body's trying to show you, hey, Eddie, you don't need anyone's validation but your own. That's the lesson it's trying to teach. So the Crohn's is going to stick around within your body until you get the lesson. Illness, disease, and other experiences in our life will remain there until we get the lesson.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So what do I do? Like, what's the right? How do I go about that so that we still are close and he doesn't feel like I'm distant from him or keeping anything from him?
Well, the very first answer that comes through is that you two need to have a frank conversation, and the conversation will, in part, be like, Dad, I give you permission to go and live your life. You have done an amazing job, and I thank you for everything. Let's be mates. I want to free you from the responsibility of being a father. You've done it. Come on. I'm a grown man now.
So actually, say we're like friends?
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's the opposite of what the coach was trying to say, that he's treating you like a friend, but he needs to be the dad. And that was completely opposite, which kind of makes sense now why that didn't really work.
Well, that's
so interesting.
We get our information from different places.
Yeah, wow. That's interesting. So actually, that's basically knowing that that's okay, actually, because that's true. That's what he wants. I think he kind of wants to know what's going on like a friend would, like, you know?
Yeah, be a buddy. So because if he's hearing it from the context of a friend, he doesn't need to worry about you. He doesn't need to feel responsible. He's just like, oh, look what Eddie's going through.
I never thought about that. So it's more that he's worried. He's always worried because is the context as a dad. But if I change that relationship, him seeing it as a friend, it will ease things for him more than
he
anything.
Has permission to then go and enjoy
then
his own
he won't
life.
Want to interfere as much, and he can just like relax more. That makes sense. Wow, that makes sense. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So the truth is nearly always the opposite of what we think it is, because we have this part of ourselves, our personality, it gets inverted, and that's why we end up with struggle in our life. And this is why we need to, the more we raise our awareness, the more we move beyond the subconscious into what we call the superconscious, and that's where the truth exists.
Yeah. Well, I've been working on myself since I was 14. And this is like deep stuff, so it makes sense. And the interesting thing about it, the coach that I had recently, that I worked for many months, I spent, I think, nearly $20,000 with her. It was like $1,200 a month. And the interesting thing about it is that it's funny because, like, I thought that she was going to serve me and I'm going to cure your Crohn's. She knew, though, the good thing is she led me to this because I wouldn't have believed, because she knew a lot of it was psychosomatic. But she just didn't know how to get there with me. She didn't understand how to. So she even, for example, got this as the exact opposite, right? Isn't that interesting? Imagine if she like really truly like could do what you're doing.
So the process from here, Eddie, is to shift that dynamic with you and your father. But concurrently to that is to integrate, and one of our mentors is going to help you with this, to integrate that I can be content and assured in my own decision making. And that will allow you to just move things through, move one experience through into the past and just keep moving. And the beautiful thing that I'm seeing with that is the experience is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So instead of being stuck on, well, yeah, I got this mediocrity here again. Why am I always in this mediocrity? I want exceptional. I want to really make a huge contribution in life. But the only way that can be let in is when you see all your experiences as perfect instead of judging and scrutinizing. So you're going to allow in far more into your life as you get to see within yourself that you're an excellent judge of where you need to be and how you need to pursue things. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That makes sense. I wanted to ask, because a lot of these doctors, and I went to the toppest doctors, and it's really interesting because I wanted to make sure that my gut was like, that's not the source, but at least let me go to the highest end. So there's actually Beverly Hills, California, that deals with IBS and all these areas and Crohn's and stuff. And the head of it, one of the heads is Dr. And everybody said he is the guru and he's the god of this area. And I talked to all these other doctors and they said like he's the guy who wrote the book on it and like anything he says pretty much. So it took me like a month to get like to see the guy. And the thing is, it was sad because I'm already freaked out because my situation was not good. And he pretty much didn't even give me love. Like, it was sad because like I go in there and he wasn't even treating me and dealing with me. He had the nurses deal with it. And he's the one who gave me that diagnosis. He's like, oh, you have Crohn's colitis. And that diagnosis is just walking away without anything. He's like, just take your medicine. And I asked him, I'm like, I don't get it. What can I do? Diet, I hear diet will help. No, it's not proven in science. And it upset me because I'm like, this is the highest end guy. This cannot be true. Like, diet doesn't matter. Like, I've been figuring out, of course it matters. I said, what about alcohol? I've been told it's not good for me, for anybody. No, it's not proven in science. He said, do you smoke? And I said, no. He's like, just don't smoke. So basically, I said, is there anything else? What about stress? I heard like emotions and lifestyle. Nothing proven in science. Just take your medicine. I felt very out of control. My mom was like sick for like 2 weeks because like now his son has Crohn's because it started with colitis. Then it ended up leading to me not being able to walk for 10 days. That's what scared me. That's what like made me want to like seek the truth for these 3 years and figure out what I got to do. So I'm very blessed to be here. So thank you for being here, to like help me through this,
My pleasure, Eddie.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching and make sure you give us the thumbs up if you loved it. Now, also remember to subscribe so we feel supported and we feel encouraged to keep making more videos like this. Now, my best recommendation is for you to check out the links below to find the perfect video for you. Choose whatever resonates. I'm sure you'll love it. Now, if you're ready to start boosting your intuition and tapping into that infinite intelligence of the universe, I suggest that you go to our free Boost Your Intuition workshop. It's the first step to creating the life of your dreams. The link is in the description below. We'll see you there.